Hello, and welcome to a cozy drawing stream. We're gonna be drawing some Fire Emblem peoples today, and it's gonna be funny because we're doing it from memory. I have a list of randomly generated characters. And yeah. How's y'all's day going? So here's my setup. We're gonna go ahead and do some warm-ups. I say warm-ups as if I didn't scramble to draw my entire thumbnail this morning, but here we go. So first we're gonna do like quick sketches of characters, and then once we get a little more comfortable, we're gonna do like bigger effort ones. Okay, first we got Silas from Fates. And I have a darker background going on here, just so that y'all aren't blinded by a white background, because I hear that's the way to go. I'm not good at drawing horses. It's got cheetah legs. I'm gonna give him hair that matches Silas's. I'm also kind of exposing myself and how amateur my techniques are. I know I advertise myself as like a animation slash artist VTuber, but I'm amateur as hell. But it's fine. And y'all can feel free to like draw along or whatever if you're familiar with any of these characters. I'm sure we're gonna come across a few that I'm not familiar with, but we're gonna try them anyway. He's got that dark Nor armor. He's got a breastplate. He's probably got like some side armor too. Perfect. There's our one of our warm-ups. That's our Silas. Is my mic working? Okay, I should be not muted. Alright, next up, we've got Sarah from Blazing Blade. I believe that's the like purple-esque mage girl. I don't know for certain though. And I think she's like a serious type, so she's not smiling. And she's got that bob cut. Pretty sure. I might be thinking of someone from the Sacred Stones. But that's fine. She uses like fire magic. Yeah. And then all the mages in the Game Boy games are holding the books. The tomes. This was pre genetic magic or whatever. I think she's got like a skirt or dress or something. Most of my Fire Emblem knowledge is post-Awakening, including Awakening. And I think that's gonna show. Maybe she had like Royal Guard tassels on the shoulders or something. Yeah, that looks right. Cool. Okay, now we have Forrest, another Fates character. Pretty sure that's Leo's son. Yeah. And he's got that cross-dressing going on. And the big fucking curls and shit. And he's a troubadour, I think. So he also gets a horse. Another beautiful steed. I'm gonna give the horse matching hair again. And this horse has better hair than I gave Forrest. Looks like a Dark Souls boss. Skinny as hell arms. Was he a cleric or was he like a tome user? I'll give him a staff. Cool. Yep, those are our horses. Who's next? Tatiana from Echoes. I don't have as much memory of Echoes as I thought I did. Let me think. I like blacked out Echoes for the most part because I think that's the only 3DS title I didn't finish, and it was because I was doing that this might be like a little minor spoiler, but there's like a post-game dungeon that's like hard as hell, and I died in it. And lost a lot of progress, and I got angry, and then I never played the game again. I've been meaning to go back to it, but I liked the game. I just got some like really good level ups, especially for Zeke, in that final dungeon, and then I lost all of it, and I didn't want to do all of that again. But anyway, pretty sure Tatiana's that one mage from the Celica storyline? Or was it Alms? I know there's like a part where you get to choose a unit between a mage and then a mercenary. I picked the mercenary because I thought he looked cool, and I didn't realize that he sounded like Squidward, but yeah, that's probably why I don't know much about this character, because I'm pretty sure she was the other option. I think she was wearing like the skimpy Fire Emblem sorceress attire. So there. Because every mage in Fire Emblem has the booba, even the men. Let's see. And then maybe like she was like a desert person, so maybe like a little something similar to Tharja? I don't know. Maybe like little gauntlets. Oh, the hair. Wait, or was this a bad guy? I don't remember. Okay, cool. Who's next? Oh, Inigo. I like him. Slash, Laszlo. Oops. That's an L. Actually, I want to do the Fates version, because I like that one more. What the hell is wrong with me? Is it a Z or an S? It's an S. Laszlo and Severa and Owain are like peak Fire Emblem characters. And I think the devs knew that, which is why they put them in Fates. It's got that flamboyance. Did I just give him Sasuke here? I don't remember what his hair looked like. I just know it was poofy and pointy. And I thought he was a handsome lad. And he was voiced by Liam O'Brien, who nails every voice he does. And I'm sure that's why a lot of people like them. He was like the hero class, so he had the big poofy arm things. And he's all flamboyant like. His face should look a little more, a little more flirty, because that's who he is. A little more flirty, and then I draw 2 more dots. Cool. This will probably be the last warm-up. Shamir. From 3 houses. I was worried I was going to give another Fates character for a minute. I have a little more knowledge of this one because, like most people who played 3 houses, I played it 4 times. Not quite as many hours as I have in Mario Kart, but it was pretty up there. She's got that serious assassin thing going on. Was she left-handed? Trying to figure out which hand to draw the bow in. I think she was right-handed, because they reused a lot of animations for that game. There's our super detailed bow. Well, there's our warm-up. Alright. Alright, let's try to do something a little more detailed. So we'll go ahead and make another bad boy. Cool. Alright. Who's next? Nino from... is it Blazing Blade? We're gonna do portrait style. And we are still doing from memory. Just to cover my ass here for when this inevitably comes out wrong looking. Can't hear my neighbors. By the way, if I do sound a little shaken, I'm not. It's because I'm not quite used to being live quite yet. And if you've seen my debut, probably noticed that was a bit worse than this, probably. also, I was kind of stressed out this morning because I was, as I mentioned, I was trying to make all the assets for this stream in time. Because yesterday I was playing Ghost of Tsushima instead of making assets. And the stuff I'm using for today's stream, like the overlay here and the thumbnail, they were not among the things that I binged making for the past month. Everything I made the past month was mainly stuff for the debut and like recurring stuff, like the quote-unquote bedroom that I think I showed earlier, and like getting background music and stuff figured out. And finding the BGMs that I've been using, those are the only things that I outsourced. Everything else will look a little handmade here, and that's because it is, including the model and the rigging for the model. Because that bitch took me forever. It worked out though, because I did follow a tutorial from Shupuko. That really helped out a lot. And yeah. I do want to try making some music at some point down the line. I just had too much going on to prioritize learning all that before debut. Because I set a pretty intense deadline for myself. And all the prep work was mainly focused on like the behind the scenes stuff, like the visuals and everything, and learning Live 2D. So I didn't spend as much time as I would have liked on like vocal practice or like practicing performing or streaming. Which is why I may seem a little not confident at it at the moment. But I'm pretty sure that's like a muscle skill, if you catch my drift. We'll get better at it. Practicing is the best way to do anything. And yeah, just gotta do it a bunch. And we will do it a bunch. Because I have quite a bit planned. I also apologize if you can hear any of the behind the scenes noises that you shouldn't be able to hear. Like, me bumping the desk, or, me swallowing. Not quite used to OBS and the sound filter system yet. Right now I just have a gain filter because I have a quiet voice. So I was a bit cautious about adding suppressors yet. But I'm going to be playing around with that in the next few streams until we find something that works. But yeah, just bear with me until then. I'm thankful to anyone who stops by. I'm trying to decide if we should color this. That would take a bit of time. And wanted to draw a few characters, not just Nino. If you do hear my pen and tablet, that is intentional. Going for that ASMR thing for that. Because some people enjoy hearing the pen on plastic. I like it too when it's professionally done. Like if you've ever seen any of Ina's drawing streams, I like those. I always blank on whatever outfits they're wearing. T-shirt and skirt it is. If you see me looking over, by the way, that's me. I have this stream open on my phone separately, just to make sure it looks okay. So I'm not like cheating or anything, but checking out a secret reference. she have shoulder pads? Oops, I didn't mean to put the clothes on the same layer as the hair. Oh well. What a failure. Oh, another reason I didn't add any sort of filter or suppressors for sound or anything is because when I put like a specific filter, the only filter I tried really, it cut out my beatboxing, and I didn't like that. I'll show you someday, but not today. My beatboxing, I mean. Because I'll have you know I'm quite good at it. So I'm trying not to zoom in and out too much, because I know that makes some people nauseous. Or maybe I'm thinking of like those time-lapse drawing videos. But I still want this to be presentable either way, so... Alright, cool. We'll call it at that. Doing just a profile type. Maybe I'll color these off stream and then put them on Twitter or something. Let's see. Just gonna double check that OBS is working. Looks normal. Oops. Alright, save. Okay, who's next? Niles from Fates. I like Niles. I like those moody yet humorous characters. I'd say Niles is one of my favorite guys from Fates. And he's always cracking like the innuendos. I love his battle quotes too. I think his personality complements Odin, who is Leo's other retainer. Going for like a head lead. I know Fates gets a pretty bad rap most of the time, which it deserves, honestly, but I think it had lots of redeeming qualities. Or I guess they had redeeming qualities. like obviously the soundtrack is hard to fuck up for Fire Emblem. I can't think of a single one that I've played that had a bad soundtrack. And for the most part, the voice actors do pretty good. A lot of my favorite characters come from Fire Emblem. Which I had the eye patch. We'll do random. But yeah, that and the whole concept of the story. I mean, the main issue I think Fates had was the story, or at least the execution of it, particularly the revelations aspect, because the direction that Revelations took was pretty much what deterred a lot of people, I'd say. At least that's how it was for me. But the whole concept of like two nations at war, and like you get to choose which one, and like the betrayal aspect, I thought that was awesome. And it was setting up for like a really dramatic and cool story. And I think if you played Birthrights and Revelations by themselves, you'll be able to appreciate it a little more, especially if you tune out some of the weird details that hint at Revelations. Or is it Revelation? I think it's Revelation. But yeah, I really love the characters, and that was back when they had the romance system, which I dearly miss in Fire Emblem games. Bro, with Fates, I made like a whole spreadsheet of strategizing who to romance with whom. It was awesome. I miss doing that. I really love the art direction for Fates. I think it was similar to Awakening, but it had like a sort of storybook almost texture, if that makes sense. Specifically with like the character portraits for dialogue. Like it had this sort of stitch crosshatch shading combined with the actual color shading. I thought that looked cool. And the character designs themselves were awesome. Let's go to hell. Or whatever he says. Let's give him hell. I think that's what he says. But I thought the first one was funnier. Oops, forgot to put his name. Forgetting his hair. I know it was white and maybe long hair. Man, this is frustrating. Let's see. Let's see what looks right. Did he have longer bangs or? Huh. Or was it tied back? Can't place it. I keep thinking of a certain hairstyle, but I know that's not him. It's what's his name? Azaki, or the one black and white haired dude who's like the last person you recruit. Ashura, I think. Keep thinking of his hair. I might go ahead and just do that hairstyle though anyway, because I can't think of anything else. Wait. I think I just started like a flashback of Fates. Was it braided? Or was that his daughter? I'm just sticking with this. And I know he's got that loose, low cut shirt or whatever. He's probably got like jewelry or something because he's like a thief. Get the collarbone. And the man lines. Yeah. Did he have a necklace or a choker? How cool was he? Let's see what each looks like. That doesn't look right. Yeah, like a loose necklace. Something like that. I'm trying to remember if he had like a cape or something in his base. Class. Some kind of cloak. Sick. Alright, I think we'll say that's done. I was not strategic about placement. Oops. I was trying to make space for like 4 sections, but I made his torso a little awkwardly long. Alright, I'm gonna try to squeeze it in here. Can we get another person whose name starts with an M? And I'm gonna skip any more Fates characters, because that's just ridiculous. Vake from no hate if you're a Vake fan, but I was not a fan of his character. He was like the weakest shepherd in my opinion, both in gameplay wise and personality wise. I just know he's got the pointy man jaw shape. Kinda. Man, this one's not looking so hot. Let's see if we can salvage this. And he looks sick in a bad way. It's mainly that cheek thing though. And his head shape. I'm not putting too much effort into this one. Even though I can clearly remember what he looks like. Because I started awakening like 12 times. By the way, I am the type of person who will play the game on classic mode, but still restart every time one of the characters dies. Because it feels better. I want to be casual. It's lame. Although if you use casual, that's fine though. That's cool. But it's just, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like doing it. He's got that stupid fucking hair. muscular or whatever. Because he's got the Axeman class. So he's got that JoJo bod. Nice. We've got a gradient of sizes. Cool. There's our very nice illustrations portion. I like Niles the most, or I kind of like Nino. I like the ones that aren't fake. Yeah. Alright, cool. Let's do a couple more. Now we're just gonna keep going until I feel like stopping. And if y'all are drawing along, feel free to drop in or out as you please. I'm sure your guys are looking better than mine. Let's see. Alright, who's the next bad boy? Berkut from Echoes. Now I liked Berkut. I know they wrote him as like a annoying dude, but I actually quite liked his development, and his design kind of looks basic, but as you get used to it, I kind of got attached. I don't know. I like that bowl cut or whatever he has. I loved his voice actor too. I think he killed it. Especially with there's a couple of scenes in particular where he's like yelling. And I love a good yell voice acting if it's done good. And I think it was done good in this instance. He was like, I'm not gonna spoil the why, but I think he did good. Oh, my neck. Oh, I've been sitting at this desk for too long. Not today, but like over the course of weeks. I gotta work out more. And don't get me wrong, I really liked Echoes. Thought that was a strong entry. Loved the music and the visuals. The story was pretty good too. Kind of a standard Fire Emblem story. I think that's mainly because it's a remake of an older game, but I think it still holds up. I wasn't really a fan of the 3D animated scenes done in twos. I think that's always a mixed bag in 3D animation. It's harder to make look good than it is in 2D. I keep forgetting to put the name. I'm giving him like a regal expression, because he's a regal man. Got that pompous looking ass grin. Very smug. You might have noticed by now, but I kind of like to keep my eyes looking kind of sketchy like that. Well, I know my whole style is kind of sketchy looking, especially since I just keep the roughs, but I like the eyes to have that sort of style as well, or especially. Oops. Looks a little weird. I think he's got that mole too. Yeah. Looks right. does not look right at all. I thought he had a bowl cut. Hold on. Maybe it's like a layered bowl cut. That doesn't feel right either. It's a little weird. But, oh well. As they say. Oops, I forgot the third piece of the bangs. No, I didn't. Never mind. It just blends in with the eyelid. I think he had like a crown. Like a dark thing going on. He's got the high collar, rich dude attire. And as with most Fire Emblem characters, I believe, he's got shoulder pads. Or, shoulder armor. Or whatever. Is there a proper term for that? Like, spalders. Or is that the chest one? Oops. I'm sorry if you could hear that. Adjusting my desk. Breastplates. Wait, if the breastplate is the chest one, then what's the shoulder? What are spalders? Isn't a spalder like a half breastplate or something? Huh. Because I know that was one of the things from Assassin's Creed 2. Or are spalders the gauntlets? Like the wrist gauntlet? I don't know. I don't know. But I'm dwelling on that too much. Who's next? Edward from Radiant Dawn. I think we're gonna skip that one because I have no idea who that is. And I can't think of anything funny to guess with. Ooh, Gaius from Awakening. Can't go wrong with a good old Awakening character. And I'm gonna do the name first this time, so that you know who I'm drawing. On the off chance that my audio is not in fact recording, which would be very disappointing. I too like candy. I hope you guys know about Gaius's character, or else that would have sounded really weird. Let me know if you guys like candy as well, or whatever. I like more odd candies. I don't really like the big brands anymore, because they're not good anymore, but I don't know. I went to this really crazy like indie candy store once, or like a small business candy store. It was dope as hell. It had like fucking cool lollipops, and I'm not usually a lollipop guy, but these bitches were awesome. I forget what else they had. The lollipops were the only things that stuck for me. Because I was also seriously injured at the time. Or no, when I was in the candy store I was fine, but afterwards I went to a one of those third-party amusement parks. Like one of those classic amusement park slash putt-putt golf or whatever. And this was a long time ago. I was like 12 or something. I don't know if I'd have it in me to go to one of those places again in my current point in life. But if you guys like them, more power to you. I just don't want to get injured again. It was a go-kart accident. It was awful. I think that was like the most pain I've actually been in my life. Basically, the equipment was faulty. as it always is at those amusement parks, like third-party ones. But the brakes on the go-karts did not exist. You can be zooming, but then pressing the brake, there's no brake. You just keep going. I'm surprised this isn't a more common occurrence, but around at the last lap or whatever, they didn't really clearly state that it was the last lap, or maybe they did and I was just dumb, but eventually it was on that last corner of that last lap, and there's a dude standing in the middle of the track, and I didn't know what was going on at that moment, so I guess I realized last minute that it was the last lap. So I veered into towards the little dock area that you park the go-karts in, that they start at for the next people in the queue. But I missed both. I missed both the what's it called, the little garage entrance, and also the road. So I slammed right into that little corner curb thing, and I busted my chest. It was awful. I might have sustained like damage, like permanent damage from that, but I don't know. I feel like doctors would have said something by now if I did. I've had like normal x-rays since then. And I'm sure legal action could have been taken. But I guess no one believed me when I was saying how in pain I was. Cause I was like a 12-year-old who was crying, and I cried a lot as a 12-year-old, so this was like a boy who cried wolf situation. It's fine though. I'm sure someone else has beaten me to that lawsuit. Cause someone else actually got injured the same way, like right after I scooched out of the way. The dude helped me get the cart in the garage. This little girl also smacked into that curb. She seemed not as injured as I was though. Like she seemed fine. Like she backed up and parked normally and walked around after. I was like heaving, like leaning on my little golf putter. Because right after this happened, my family was like, "Hey, let's play golf now." And I was like still crying and struggling to stand. It was funny. went back to my aunt's house and played Wind Waker and ate some lollipops while I cried afterwards. It was a good time. I was a kid, so I didn't have to go to work after. That's cool. I went to school like a week or two after it was still hurting by then. But I lived. And I got some sweet lollipops. If you're just tuning in now, sorry for talking about some random amusement park story while I'm drawing Fire Emblem characters. But it was relevant because of the lollipops that I haven't drawn yet. And I don't remember if I put it in the description of the stream that I'm drawing from memory. I don't remember what I put in it. But we're drawing from memory. Oh, he's got a headband. Was it on top of his hair or underneath? I feel like it was underneath, but I drew the bangs kind of low, so it might be hard to see. was like a ninja themed. I don't remember the specifics of his outfit, just that it was like gray tonally. I don't think he had shoulder pads. He had like a secret lollipop though. Pretty sure. Just like sticking out for emergencies instead of ninja equipment or thief equipment. He's gotta get that sugar in the heat of combat. Oops. Didn't mean to do that on the same layer. No fucking no. He had like fingerless gloves or whatever. He had like belts on his spalder. Is it a spalder or a gauntlet? What is a spalder? Gloves. I guess. Cool, there's our Gaius. Alright, we'll go ahead and grip those. And move them over a little bit. Make room for the next one. Fit down here. Damn. Alright. That's good. Alright, this will probably be the last one. Unless I decide to do another one. Caspar from Three Houses. Might rakes might or whatever. Wasn't that his like main quote? like him messing up that phrase or whatever. This may be a popular opinion, but I think Three Houses was probably my favorite Fire Emblem. I'm sure more like diehard Fire Emblem fans would be like, why would that one be your favorite? But I don't know. It wasn't my first one, by the way. I just like it. Thought the direction was interesting compared to previous titles. My first one was actually Sacred Stones. I remember it clearly. It was like some sort of summer vacation, and I was inside playing Fire Emblem. I remember really liking the, I think they're called Mogols, the little eyeball things. I was like, whoa, that's cool. And I drew it. And then I was like, well, maybe Fire Emblem is not so bad. I think the first one I was really invested in, though, was probably Awakening. I don't know. It was the first one I personally owned. The first one I finished, though, was Blazing Blade, or Fire Emblem proper for the Game Boy Advance. Why didn't they just call it Blazing Blade? Was that like the English version or something? Not sure. That eye is placed weird. like Caspar. I think the Black Eagles had the strongest. Well, the Black Eagles had some pretty good characters. I actually think the Blue Lions had the strongest cast, or not cast, but like set of characters. I think they've been through more shit. Also, Dimitri, best Fire Emblem character. Or either him or Claude. Man. It's very close between those two. I think Dimitri is a little more interesting as a character, but I don't know, Claude's got that awesome brain, you know? makings of a slicked up style, but also not quite a buzz cut. And it had that weird diamond thing on top. Some back hair. Made his face kind of wide, didn't I? Oh well. Might makes right, right? Give him the Officers Academy. Ding. Don't remember what it looked like. It's got like the shoulder tassels, though. Pretty sure. Wait, no. He was just wearing the vest, wasn't he? Not the whole get up. I can't remember. Alright. There's our second batch we've got. Nice. I think Gaius was my favorite to draw. Got the 2 lollipop actions. And this was the last batch. Got the lazy Vake because I didn't want to draw Niles and Nino. And then our warm-up batch. But yeah, I think we're gonna call it for today. But yeah. Hold on, let me get back to my gamer pad. Yeah. That was a cozy little drawing sesh. Yeah, if you want to see more of that, I'll be trying to do like a drawing thing, maybe like once a week. Maybe. I have been working on this slightly higher budget animation that's gonna drop in about maybe 2 weeks if things go according to schedule. I don't know. I'm trying to keep it a little light on the streams these first couple of weeks, just so that I can get that animation out, and then the next week or two after that will probably be light as well, just so I can recuperate from the death march or whatever. But yeah, tomorrow we've got a Mario Kart thing going on, so that'll be another type of relaxation. And then later this week we've got a animation stream. Hold on, I have my schedule here. Oops, the background music's not here though. Bear with me. Yeah, tomorrow we've got the Mario Kart, and then the animated. It's a Game Grumps animated. So yeah, that'll be funny. If you're interested in the behind the scenes of that, and my particularly amateurish animation style, be sure to check that out. It's not going to be too in-depth, just like a bit of working on one scene maybe. But yeah, thank you for joining me today, and yeah, see you later.